liberalism wants to escape politics. Okay, it's basically this utopian desire to escape the political. As Carl Schmitt defines it as friend enemy, but also the fact that like liberalism just imagines this world of neutral institutions and incorruptible scientists, preaching objective facts. Steven Pinker, for example. But
listen to the science.
Listen to the science, but it cannot escape the political, and the political invariably enters into even the work of scientists like Pinker, who think that they are objective, but are in fact not.
I'll give you an example. To prove a conclusion that they've already come to.
Well, I'll give you an example. Steven Pinker, as you know, is into evolution, but Steven Pinker consistently throughout his career has shut down discussion of evolution and race. Steven Pinker has consistently used institutional power to shut down the idea of group evolution. Right? Now he doesn't like that, and if you read his critiques of that, they're not in the spirit of looking at the evidence and just having this kind of value-free lens. Steven Pinker's defenses of that, as well as Richard Dawkins's attacks on the idea of group evolution, basically just say, listen, this is a settled question. All of these big name scientists agree with me. That's the end. Basically, that's the end. They all agree. There's consensus on this question. That's not science. That's not science.
Well, it's not true either. I mean, there isn't consensus on that because group dynamics and evolution is undoubtedly making a comeback in this field as well. So I think this is part of the hysteria that's coming from these people.
I mean, E.O. Wilson is a very serious scientist. There's a guy called David Sloan Wilson who runs a center devoted to this. Jonathan Haidt is into the idea of group evolution. Like these aren't kind of like clowns. They're not kind of people who are they're doing serious work, and yet Pinker for some reason cannot give that stuff the time of day. He cannot bear to look at the evidence for it.
Well, and I would suggest why he wants to do that, right? Like he wants to do that because, I mean, he can't stomach it himself, but he's given a platform because it's liberalism or classical liberalism or whatever you want to say, like what these guys are up to, the Enlightenment, it sort of plays a structural role in the regime, right? Like it gets captured by the political, where basically there was this great article published in The Guardian a few years ago called "This is How Democracies Die." It was based on a social science paper written in 2018, and the point of it was that the great defender against anything that could ever challenge liberal hegemony is not the radical left, not even the mainstream left. It's actually the center right. So they're kind of like this pillar or this bulwark that holds up the whole structure. And back in 2016, when the zeitgeist was kind of moving in the right direction, it was moving towards bullying conservatives, right? And the alt-right never did more damage than when it invented the term cuckservative. And James Lindsay kind of fits into that category. So he actually serves a very, very important purpose for the regime that he supposedly hates so much.